Welcome to the Northern Collegiate Hockey Association exclusive interview with Kelsey Ross, a junior from St. Norbert. She has been named the November Player of the Month. Thank you, Kelsey, for joining me, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And Kelsey, before I ask you a couple of questions, I want to give our viewers your stats from the month of November so they can understand how impressive it really was. You led all players with 6 multi-point games. You had 17 points, 1.89 points per game average, and 10 assists. You also tied for the most goals with 7. You scored in 8 of 9 games and had a game-winning goal. Wow, what an impressive month, Kelsey. First, I want to ask Kelsey, in the month of October, which you had 2 games and scored just 1 point. The first game in November, you burst out with a 3-point game. What changed for you?
I think it was just getting our feet under us as a whole. We kind of shifted lines there from the first weekend to the second weekend. And I think we kind of found that chemistry. And through just more practices throughout the week, I think that really helped us get our feet under us and be able to come out with that win against Lake Forest.
Being a junior now, Kelsey, then is there a natural progression from the start of the season, trying to figure out the lines and the communication to really get that early success going?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps having this experience for being my third year. I think freshman year and sophomore year had pretty slow starts, but this year I think it's really brought together.
I want to ask, you had a 5-game stretch in November. You scored 11 points during that stretch. Really, for you offensively, what was clicking to get in that rhythm?
I think just hard work and practice. I think on and off the ice, just working hard. And I think that translates into the game, just practicing how you play. And I think that is really just shifting towards the game for me.
In the month of November, the Green Knights had just 1 loss. That was a non-conference game against UW-Stevens Point. Can you talk about that game and maybe what the team learned from it and how you guys move forward?
Yeah, I think that game, it was definitely a good learning point for our team. We were right in that gauntlet of games there. So we had a bunch of games in that little time period. So I don't think we played our game specifically. So I think we definitely learned how to play a full 60 minutes and how to just compete with higher level teams. So I think that was a good learning point. I think we took that loss and didn't hang our heads from it. I think we used that to motivate ourselves and push ourselves to play against better teams.
That loss to UW-Stevens Point may have been a little bit of a shock for St. Norbert because you had been so successful up to that point. Can you maybe share what was said in the locker room?
I think thought process is to just let's learn from this, not hang our heads. Let's use this as a motivation to work harder in practice and to come out stronger in the next games, whether it's against Stevens Point or other teams. And yeah, I didn't think there was any negativity towards that game. I think it was just like we got to come out and get it done the next time and use it to push ourselves.
For you, Kelsey, great month of November, and obviously you're being recognized for your efforts. But the Green Knights as a whole, top 10 nationally, assists, goals, scoring margin, scoring offense, and points. There really isn't many other categories to highlight. Can you talk about the team offense collectively as a whole? Can you get any better?
I think we can. There's always room for growth. So I think just pushing ourselves in practice is where it's going to start on and off the ice. So I think just learning to click and just learning more high pressure situations is going to really improve our offense.
Practice specifically from yourself, Kelsey, on down in the roster. Can you talk about what's being done in practice that translates into games that makes you and the team so successful?
I think we just grind. Get creative in practice sometimes, 3-on-1s, 2-on-1s, all that stuff. So we kind of just pounce on those pucks, but we try to get creative in practice, but mostly just working hard and pushing ourselves to, be one of the best in the league.
We just talked about the offense, you individually, but as a team. Let's switch to the other side of the ice. The Green Knights gave up just 8 goals in the month of November. Talk about the defense and how they've been able to lock down some of your opponents.
Yeah, we have a great defensive core. I think we have a pretty young group back there, but I think they've adjusted and shifted well to playing at a collegiate level. I think they've just kind of been our rock. Without our defense, I don't think we would really have those numbers that we do.
In some of the games for St. Norbert, you've really burst out and scored early and in a way made it easy on your own defense. Can you talk about the strategy offensively to get out to quick leads and really put the pressure on the opposition, which then in turns gives your goaltenders and your defense time to really just kind of acclimate to the game and ease into it?
Yeah, our goal as a team has always been race to three. So we always want to be the first on the board, and we always want to be the one to get 3 goals first. So I think that that goal kind of pushes us to get more possession in the offensive zone and to kind of alleviate some of that pressure. Yeah.
And I want to talk NCHA standings. When you look at the standings right now, Adrian, Lake Forest, St. Norbert tied at the top with 18 points. Aurora's just 2 back. Those top 4 teams are really congested. There's a lot of competitive games happening. Do you even look at the standings? And if you do, what's being said?
Yeah, we pay attention. We kind of don't concern ourselves a lot with other teams because the differentials in games that we've played so far, but we mostly just focus on ourselves and our standings and the weekend coming up. And if that is conference games, we just focus on getting those 6 points and just moving up ourselves. But we obviously pay attention to who's on our tail and stuff like that.
When you look at the second half of the season, there's a couple of weekends that are going to be highlighted more than others, I would imagine. Do you even look that far ahead to some of those weekends, or is it literally one practice, 1 weekend at a time? What's in front of you and worry about that?
I think coming up, we have a good tough schedule for the second half of the year, definitely more impacted than this previous half. But I think, we just go 1 weekend at a time, focus on what we can control, and then, go into the weekend strong.
The first half of the season's obviously been somewhat of a grind. What do you do, Kelsey, for winter break to decompress, reset your body and relax to get ready for that second half of the season? And what's on your agenda?
My agenda, I'm definitely going to get on the ice a few times, just play around, just kind of keep my feet under me. I'm definitely going into the gym, and just keeping up like my cardio and all of that, so I don't come back for the first weekend and dog myself. But I think just staying active, but also being mindful of taking a break is nice. It's I'm gonna do.
And again, Kelsey, what an outstanding month of November for you individually and for the Green Knights as a team. Again, congratulations on being named the NCHA Player of the Month.
Thank you.